Okay, I'll take a roll call for the open workshop. It is 6:15. Trustee Cruden?
Present.
Trustee Desmond?
Here.
Trustee Finnerty?
Here.
Trustee Garlick?
Present.
Trustee Lawanda?
Here.
Trustee Munoz?
Present.
Trustee Ryan is not here yet. Vice President Wilbeck is here, and President Rogers is here. Okay. Folks, we'll turn to the consent agenda. And from the packet I sent home last evening, all your communications are received. Resolution 3 was up, like the record shows. Trustee Ryan is with us. So moving along. Yeah, I did. He was here. Moving along, Resolution 4, our board reports. I handed those all out at the workshop. I just need to get the resolution signed. The consent agenda was moved by Trustee Cruden, and it was seconded by Trustee Finner. If you take a look at number 5, I sent it home. It's the, ooh, that's a nasty one. Let's take this one. Guess we're buying the cheap pens now because of the old product.
You're trying to tell us something.
That's 4. Okay, a chance to take a look at number 5. The copy I sent to you was updated. And it's our claims and accounts for the month. Then on our workshop, we did 6, 7, 8, 9 were at the workshop, 10, 11, 12, brings us to 13. There was a question in regards to this resolution. We tabled it. The background sheet was filled out wrong, and that's why the math didn't add up, but everything is there. And then we did get a question answered about football.
Football is a separate league, they pay a separate fee. And on the worksheet that Dr. Maida is referring to, there are certain sports that we do not offer, like JV soccer, but they were checked on the box, so if you read it across, you would think it was $720, when it should have been $610. And that caused the discrepancy in the math. But we squared that away with the athletic director, and this is the correct amount on the resolution.
Resolution 14, I started at the workshop, but I gave you a new version. This is now no cost to the board. It's the School Business Administrators Conference. So the revision is at no cost to the board. Okay, 15, 16, 17, 18, all at the workshop. Also 19, 20, and 21 at the workshop. Okay, 23, I'll turn over to Mr. Kopaz, our bullying report for the month.
In accordance with the Bayonne Board of Education Policy 5512, an incident of harassment, intimidation, and bullying has been reported and investigated at John M. Bailey School on March 30, 2017. There was no confirmed evidence of the investigated act of HIB. Strategies, resources, and remedial measures were implemented. All documentation is being retained by the anti-bullying coordinator. In accordance with Bayonne Board of Education Policy 5512, 3 incidents of HIB have been reported and investigated at Dr. Walker F. Robinson School on March 21st, March 30th, and April 4th, 2017. There was no confirmed evidence of the investigated acts of HIB. strategies, resources, and remedial measures were implemented. All documentation is being obtained by the anti-bullying coordinator. Thank you, Dr. Mayor.
We will get that signed. Okay, so that was 23. 24, all the way to 31, we're done at the workshop. 32 and 33 were from the workshop, which brings us to 34. I guess I'll turn it over to Mr. Topaz. Second time, this is our resolution with the calendar.
I was asked by trustee Garowitz to add the school board convention in October, which was added. Is there any other concerns or suggestions or ideas, so we can approve this tonight? Our last day of school for 2018 would be June 20th, with 3 snow days built in. The built-in snow days would be May 4th, May 25th, and May 29th.
Question and point. Is anybody aware of the number of high school students who were not in attendance on Thursday before spring break?
I had that information in my office for you.
I have it here, it's 1,100.
Yeah.
1,100 students were absent on Thursday before spring break. And the thought, of course, is, I don't know how much meaningful instruction is going on, and that's just in the high school. If you back it up to the Wednesday, I'm fearful that the Wednesday will become the Thursday, it'd be the Wednesday before the spring break. What are we going to do about this?
Well, that was Holy Thursday, right? We did it 6 years on Holy Thursday. It's the state gives them.
Well, I'm just saying, perhaps we should
It's an
consider not
approved
doing that.
religious holiday.
No,
We
no,
have
not,
choice.
isn't that to the, no, I'm recognizing the holiday, but not having
Holiday.
school in session because it's a waste.
Oh.
Just a thought. I don't know.
We could look at that.
It's just a thought, because,
We could adjust one of the snow days. We usually wait till after, later in the year because of the weather. But, you know, we could add that day. The only issue is that Holy Thursday this year would be March 29th. But we could add that as one of the built-in snow days.
I'd be fearful if we take away, if we did something with, you know, that Thursday, that 1,100 kids might be out on Wednesday.
yeah, I just said that.
I
I
think,
just said that.
I think keeping Thursday as a day, it's a religious holiday, where the people, you know, how they use it, I don't think making that a total day off. Like, when I was here in school, kids used to come in and say, I want a religious holiday, and I say to them, well, what was that day? And they go, well, maybe it's the last, they wouldn't even know most, but then once, one might know, it's the Last Supper. I said, so it wasn't breakfast or lunch or even brunch. I said, so why are you taking off? You know, but didn't go very far.
I don't even know why the state gives it. There's no mass until 7 o'clock at night, but that's what they do.
Right,
But
so
We had this conversation last year with the calendar. I'm not sure.
it's what it is, and families seem to accept it, so I don't know what our answer would be.
So I'll leave it as is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would just, I mean, you know, I don't know if they still have it in this school, the shared, do we still have a shared decision committee in the high school, on the high school level?
Yes, we do.
Is this some kind of way we can, I don't know, become a little bit more stringent on the way we allow the holiday excuses? I don't know if you, I mean, we don't have to ask for a prayer card. I'm not quite sure. I'm just seeing that it is a problem. It's a wasted day of instruction. And I think we should just forego the day. But then again, as I said before, and then the Wednesday becomes Thursday.
But there's no religious
There's no reason for that.
For a Wednesday, I mean.
If you play with religious dates, you're gonna wind up in some kind of trouble.
Yeah, you're
Right.
better off not.
No, what I'm saying is that Wednesday,
Yeah.
there's no observed holiday on the Wednesday before Holy, right, is there?
Is it Holy Wednesday?
Well, this year was Passover, okay, see, so,
I know,
It's just
there's
a-
no easy answer, but I really think that perhaps we should take a closer look at how we go about giving out religious excuses and maybe confirming more definitely with the parent or something. I don't know, it just seems to me, 1,100 students out, it's a waste.
Definitely something we'll look into. I'll look into practices, other school districts across the state, make some phone calls. Dr. Degnan and Dr. McGee are going up to the round table on Friday, have them reach out to other superintendents, see what type of issues we have.
Thank you.
35 was that workshop, that'll bring us to 36, appointment of personnel to Bayonne Alternative High School staff. And you'll see a breakdown of the staff members and then their positions.
This is for what, next, for September?
This is for the
Did we
next
skip?
school year, 2017-18.
okay, I'd like to make,
Sure.
this is for next year? I'd like to make the suggestion that we table this. Because this is the next school year. And, it doesn't need to be done now, it can be done over the summer.
I'll table it for the
I
next
mean, I don't know
meeting.
if the rest of the board agrees.
I have no problem with that.
You know, right.
Thirty-seven is a list for community education.
Is this also for next year? This is
This is just based on
very
enrollment
good.
anyway.
Okay.
If they don't get enough students, they don't have the class.
Yeah. Thirty-eight is a volunteer coach for baseball.
It's nice of them to volunteer.
Yeah.
As we had mentioned at the last meeting, that when individuals volunteer of their own time and expertise, that a letter be sent to each volunteer and a copy in their jacket. Thank you.
Yes.
Agreed.
That's actually in process.
Good.
39 and 40 are inside. 41, because of the situation with the county not accepting the budget, it is a need to have another meeting. We're going to have a special board meeting on Monday, May 8th. Workshop session at 6, followed by the public meeting in the auditorium at 7:30. We'll get this advertisement out. It is already on our website. That'll take us to 47. Give everybody a chance to turn to that. We sent that home with background material. It's the inline contract. It was discussed at the finance meeting Monday night. Not hearing any questions. If I have.
Well, there was, well, there's a couple of typos, but that's not why. There was a paragraph that's said this was for a year with an auto renewal. I know a lot of times that's standard, but, oh, it's on, right on the first page.
Yeah. it's automatically renewal.
I went to the last page because I have a lot of writing on it. The issue with auto renewals, it often means you don't necessarily stop and think about it and review. So review is always good, especially in these current circumstances, so.
This contract does represent an 8% overall decrease from last year's contract, from about $202,000 down to $186,360. So it is at a savings, and I do believe that the auto increase would not exceed that $186,360. But we will take a look at it. We are in contact with Inline, and they are giving us many more written reports on the work they do. And this is the preventative maintenance agreement of that, where they service those standalone units in some of our buildings, number 3 school, number 8 school, things like that have those additions on in the newer schools, where each classroom has their own individual unit. So that's what this is for.
In section 3, actually the very last paragraph, about invoicing and stuff, I know that you had said there's more accountability in terms of paper trails and stuff, and who's able to access the
Right.
contract, meaning who makes the calls, asking for service, blah, 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 but that's policy, and it's not necessarily in here, but I was a little bit concerned about the first line in that last paragraph, that there was a way to, unless you have a written policy that goes with this, it just can't be conversation.
Would you prefer to table this to the May 8th
No.
meeting, and we can
Not really,
get
because,
that verbiage in
not really
there?
with the discount, not really, but
Okay.
if, well, it's only May 8th.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I was supposed to
okay.
get the specifications from anyone.
So, Mr. Smith?
Yeah.
These are just for the standalone units?
This is for preventative maintenance of
Just for the standalones, not for the big?
standalones, filters, things of that nature that they can readily get at. It's not for when a boiler goes down, let's say.
Right.
Or the chiller in the ice rink goes down, where it might be a major concern, and then that would be billed at
So
an
if we have,
additional rate.
so if we have a problem with the Midtown, just given, the Midtown air conditioning system, it would be additional monies on top of the
It
186?
could be if it went beyond the preventative maintenance. If the unit went down, like last summer, I believe, and the date I think was around July 15th, you had called me and said, how come the air conditioning is not working at Midtown? And I said, we get right on it,
Yeah.
and because the blower motor, it blew up.
Right.
It had to be replaced, that was an
Okay.
additional cost. That's not under preventative maintenance.
Just like your washing machine parts.
So if I could have 2 trustees that would like to move in second, if I'm not tabling
I
it.
think we're tabling
You
it.
are
We are
definitely
gonna
tabling.
table.
May meeting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. President, that is all I have for outside.
Okay.
No, we have nothing to report. Dr. Dagman?
I have nothing.
Mr. Lopez?
Just for inside.
Mr. Smith?
No, nothing inside only.
Okay, so at this time, we're going to adjourn the open workshop. It is 6:35. We're going to go into a closed session for legal, personnel, negotiation items. We will return in the auditorium.